Okay, looking at pound CAD here. So yeah, completely. I thought this one would have turned around as well, but it did not. You can see there was heavy rejection in this area, so I had a potential trade set up here, and obviously never followed through. So I can delete this now. We'll clean up all these zones here. I thought it would have turned around, but nope. This the pound is quite strong, and the Canadian dollar, the Aussie dollar, and the Kiwi dollar are very weak. So it's really pushing these up higher than I thought. Oops. But that is okay. We will clean all these up and we'll figure out kind of the next move here. Delete all these. First thing I just want to check is like your monthly range. So usually does about 560 pips. It's at 415, so it still has some monthly range, which kind of makes sense. And our next area here that I can see is this one here where it might get hung up a little bit. So I just want to see roughly 173 even is kind of where this zone starts. So, and then your weekly area, which is kind of, as of Monday, mid-February of 2022, that was the previous high, before this one, obviously. In July of this year, that was right here. So this area is super significant, this 173 level, and we'll see if it can break this again. I'll just clean this up actually. So I wouldn't buy this yet by any means, just because it's pretty close. Like it's within 150 pips of the monthly range is still quite a bit, but just because you got this major zone here, I don't know how it's going to function in this zone. I do think that these pound pairs are going to retrace at some point significantly. They just haven't yet. So that's what I'm still waiting on. You can see price is actually pretty close to this one. It's within 10 pips almost of this 173 zone. So we'll see by the end of today. We can move these monthly parameters as well. So we'll see as of today how, if price goes into the zone and how it kind of reacts. If it breaks the zone, then yeah, it might go a little bit higher. But again, keeping in mind, these previous weekly areas, there's this one, which is just above this current little one that we have here. So between like 173 and 174, there's quite a bit of resistance. So previously, so we'll see if it can break those. But from a trading standpoint, I'm not going to bet that they will. I'm not going to bet that they won't, but I'm pretty flat right now. I just want to wait and see if it breaks these areas. I just got a feeling these pound pairs are going to retrace soon, but maybe not. I just don't feel like buying it. But if it breaks 174, then your next area is way up here. So, well, it's still only 175. It's not that far. So you got a lot of resistance in the next few hundred pips is what I'm trying to get at. So I don't really see a buy opportunity in this. It could break the zone and go a little bit higher for sure. I just don't see the risk to reward. Imagine if if 175 is the absolute high and price breaks this area and retests, you might get a 3 risk to reward, but there's just so much resistance between 173 and 175 from these previous levels that you could see, like this is wick central. Even if you look at last month actually came up this high and completely pulled back. So and there's still 9 trading days left in this month. So there is a chance that price is going to hit this little zone that we have drawn here, which is in the same area as all these massive monthly wicks, and completely pull back in the next 9 days. That's totally possible. So I do have a feeling this is going to turn around still. So, I'd be looking for an area of resistance or support, I guess, to the downside for this pair to break. I don't really have any good ones as of yet, but we'll see if price starts rejecting this zone here, this 173 area, it starts pulling down, it starts retesting these areas, then I would look at it. If price breaks this 1 hour moving average, which is massive, and starts creating lower lows, lower highs on the 1 hour time frame below this 1 hour moving average, then I'd be looking for a short for sure. So but as of right now, don't really have much at all. Just want to let this play out for the next, especially I would say the rest of the month, the next week and a half or whatever. Let this play out and see what it does. because, you know, just looking at last month, like this is massive, this super rejection. And I mean, it was this high last month, and then when it, by the end it closed you know, below 170. So and I mean, these wicks are still relevant, so we'll see how this month closes. It's in a huge resistance zone, so I don't really know how it's going to play out, so I'm just going to wait and see what it does. So that is my take on pound CAD.